Initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Let's rock!
Ooh, welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me, Suns Out, Guns Out, DK.
And me, Sam.
Bringing you your musical double tap of all things Space Marines and Laserforce. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, chat. Nice to see everyone here. It's better be for the disc golf tourney teams. Oh, Lenny.
To quote one of my favorite series, The Expanse, singing not make you more interesting. Less, actually.
Yeah, I get that reference. I don't get that reference. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a great series.
I never
love
watched
that
it.
series.
Never watched it. Hi. How you doing, gents? You good? You feeling good?
I've been better, but I will survive. Talking about laser tag and gnats and stuff, I'm sure will make me feel a little bit better.
Hell yeah. Look at
Yeah.
that logo. Yeah. Very quickly, I'm gonna just talk over the two of you
over there.
very quickly because I'm real stoked to have this as part of the ever expanding horde that I have here. Old Smaug next door is gathering his treasures, and it's a big sign. It's a big sign. So, Orcal and Laserforce are looking to make some improvements, and part of that is throwing away stuff. It's funny because the last couple of times that we've had like ownership changes, I've been like, hey, see that sign? Like, if you ever think about getting rid of stuff, can I please have that sign? And you know, because I'm a scrounger, I said the same thing to when the new owners took over, and they were like, yeah, of course. And then, but like a couple weeks later, they were like, hey, you know, did you want it? I was like, yes, please, yes, I do.
That sign's an important artifact. It belongs in a museum.
You belong in a museum.
You gotta have more gravitas. No, who belongs in a museum? That one. There we go.
Well, I was going for the young indie on that one. Could do the old, you could do the older indie on that one.
Shia LaBeouf. So yeah, it's what I was thinking. What would be really cool, right?
River Phoenix.
Who?
Yeah, that's a reference. Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, right there. All right.
No, I'm talking about the start of Last Crusade. Jesus Christ! Oh my God, this thing's going to pieces. Help me,
in
chat.
the train,
right.
right? He's in the train.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understood. I get it.
Now I need to rewatch that movie as penance, and it's not penance. It's a great movie, but it's been I just dawned on me. It's been like 15 years since I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's for blasphemy.
So anyway, this thing, I was thinking what would be cool is to make like a gaming table and have that as the inlay on top. So you like, you know, you play games and stuff on it. That'd be really cool. Or like a coffee table or something. Either way, I want to find a use for it. It might just end up sitting on my wall, but I'm okay with that too. It's yeah, if I can find a space for it. I don't think I can. This place is packed with shit, so it might end up in the garage. We'll see. It's so nice to see plenty of names in chat. So those aren't fixed yet. Don't use the channel points yet. It's a hangover from the stream dying on us. I haven't set all those things back up. To be fair, nobody ever uses them, so I don't know. Channel points, whatever. But yeah, I assume, that people have gotten excited about the community aspect of Laserforce again.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens when when we actually roll into an actual tournament that has actual rosters.
Yeah. And
people can be like, "Oh, we're gonna start talking about this shit way too early, and it's gonna be real fucking cool." Like, it's almost like we're a huge bunch of degenerate nerds who like talking about this shit.
I mean,
Weird.
you say way too early, but we're like 2 months out now.
It's pretty soon.
I feel like we probably started doing this kind of talk, Usually, I think we're at like the 6 to 8 weeks out mark. It's like, it's time to start looking at what Nats might look like.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Ruin my little thing, just like just like everybody else has done at work this week. Thanks, appreciate that. Fuck off.
Well,
asshole.
just to I mean, I would open the mics up to you guys to vent about like work shit if that's what you'd like to do now. But I really think you know, and I want to give massive shouts out to Call Me To, and also Gabe from London Laser Tag for creating the Laserforce Tournaments Discord server. So for those who aren't aware, there is now a Discord server set up for basically our competitive scene as a whole. And I say it that way because it's not just our Nats tournaments, but rather it's our local. It's Laserforce competitively at like grassroots level all the way up. That's kind of the thought process behind this this Discord server, and so far, like it's been live for a week. I've already seen like more engagement on here than I have in our Facebook groups or like the Resupply Discord or like
low bar.
Yeah, but still, like people.
Even with that low bar,
Yeah.
And admittedly, it is a low bar because Facebook has gotten progressively worse and worse and worse, and nobody uses it, and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing people join the group and or the Discord, and like seeing like various channels just start like popping off randomly was like, okay, right. Yeah, and yeah, it's to see, and it's basically it's doing exactly kind of what we hoped it would in terms of let's try and re-centralize as many people as possible, because yeah, there are sites that have their own individual Discords, and the intent of this is not to, you know, overtake the individual Discords. Like there are still, you know, very good specific reasons why a site would want to have their own Discord, and that's fine. This is just intended as a way so that it becomes a lot easier to see that, oh, there is a wider community out there, and you know, maybe part of that wider community has really embraced laser ball as their, you know, tournament game, and you know, obviously we got the Space 5 embrace as a tournament game. Maybe we'll see something else get embraced with this, but just knowing that there are so many people in so many different countries that are doing the thing kind of becomes its own sort of self-perpetuating thing. And Daza, fuck you.
It's such a good fat joke.
it's great, but Daza, fuck you.
Yeah, yes, I agree with what you're saying. What I'd like to see maybe is maybe instances where like there's like admins for like site specific admins, so you know.
So there are things with that are in the works. Like
Awesome.
right now, it is very much a 1.0 thing. And Tu and I actually had a fairly long conversation last night before. I don't know. It's everything blends, and there was a bunch of a bunch of things that are in progress behind the scenes, that she's, you know, very lovingly going to take care of for us to, you know, improve things, add things, and then yeah, like we'll as the community, you know, ask for things, and as we see, oh hey, there's a thing that we could do that's going to make things better, like we'll keep adding on to it. But just with how people are And yeah, it is a lot of smack talk, but that's a lot of what tag is a lot of smack talk. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not unhappy with it. There was definitely a part of me that was worried that we were going to do this. We're going to get this set up and we're going to put it out into the world and nobody was going to show up.
Always a possibility.
Always.
So,
but yeah, like we've you know, there's already I say we, like I've got anything to do with this. You know, there's already engagement, which is awesome, and I think with the changes that come or Play Fuga channel in, that's one thing I don't want to see in this Discord personally. Like,
no, it's not happening.
I can't handle even the jokingly toxic nature of like a site like that. I didn't grow up on like internet culture, if that makes sense. I mean, I did, but I didn't. And so like for me, it hurts. So like,
internet culture didn't come to New Zealand until like 2009.
Until like last year. But like, I mean, there's still a place for that. Because I'm pretty sure the Facebook group's still active, right? Like, just be there.
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I left that immediately when it got set up. What I would love to see turn up again, and again, this is mostly for just because we're discussing it. But is the forum or a forum like thing make a comeback?
Being done. Like that was in the list.
I'm not liking how yeah, fucking jerks. We're doing it, Steve. We're already doing it. Yeah, I get it. I frame it.
You should check the producer's notes before the show.
I know. I mostly say it as a framing tool for everyone else. Hey guys, this thing's coming. Probably is what I mean by that.
So we're as far as things that are getting more of a forum feel to them. There's a committee channel, which most of you won't be able to see, so it won't matter. That's going to be getting it. The international tournament channel for Brisbane will be getting it, and then we're going to be adding a channel for LF Stats, and that's going to be getting it because the nerd core discussions that come out from that in terms of how to tweak MVP are just better in a threaded sort of scenario.
Yeah. You go back and
Yeah. So yes, there are things that are coming in that regard. And if site specific channels are like, hey, we want our channel to have an option to be, threaded forum stuff. We can do that.
Well make one. We might as well make one.
Yeah, we can do that. We're trying not to throw so much spaghetti at the wall to start with.
We've come full circle from LF forums,
and that really is kind of the weirdest thing to me. Like,
yeah, because there was nothing wrong with LF forums.
Well, okay,
stupid social media.
Yeah. I mean, so when I stopped that in 2014, at the time, Facebook didn't suck, and I was tired of paying for the server and everything each year, and at the time, pretty much everything had moved to Facebook. Like there wasn't that much traffic on the forums because Facebook was at the time a better platform. It was like, cool, fine, we will stop doing the thing. And hindsight obviously being perfectly 2020, I wish I fucking hadn't.
Well, but Discord's still going to be a more popular forum, for lack of a better term, in that regard as well, just because more people use it. Using like PHP forums is just not really in vogue anymore.
Yeah,
like, you might as well try to make a subreddit at that point.
Well, yeah,
and that would work, for me. But we're old, so I get the sense the younger people don't really use Reddit that much. So
I never did.
Stick to my.
I never understood Reddit. I don't get it. I don't get Reddit, man. But you're right. Like it's kind of. I think Discord is a good blend of the two, right?
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment.
And you know, like anything, I'm sure at some point in the future it will end up sucking, and we'll have to figure something else out.
When
But
some
for
tech bro fucking shitifies it.
yeah, but for right now, this is the best / least bad option.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
But yeah,
Put
shout
the
out to
plug on
everyone.
LimeWire.
Facebook is for old people and single mums. Discord is the future. You get it.
Yep. Well, that's why, like, 2014, it was basically when, like, Facebook started to turn anyway. It was like, yeah, then everybody's parents got on it, and then Cambridge Analytica stole everyone's data and just started throwing political shit at the wall. So the forum sucked. Like, it just became a toxic-ass place.
So, in a roundabout way, thank you so much to everyone who's currently put in work to make the Discord rad. I like it. I'm excited to see where things go with it. I think it's a good change, a necessary change. So, have fun, treat each other nice, and yeah, it's cool to see. Like, I was reading stuff that was happening in the Czech Republic, like conversations there. You know, reading the nonsense that's going on in the States. Tried to, you know what, hates. I resent that. Yeah. So it's really cool. So cool things to come. Tell your friends. Get them to tell their friends, and then you know, we'll all make money. No,
Probably not.
No one's making
Probably
any
not.
money. Yeah. Speaking of making money, if you want your Laserforce tournament T-shirts, fire me a message and I'll sort you out. I haven't posted the image of what the tees look like. I sent them through to someone. Huh?
Just trust him. Just trust Steve-O. It's fine.
It's
Just
gotta
send him
be
your
red.
money with sight unseen. You don't need to know. It's fine.
No, it's gotta be cool. No, I'll put stuff up once it's ready to go. So, but if you don't care, just want it. Yeah. See, Beans knows. Looks great. Just send money. Easy.
Shut up and take my money.
Also, hit me up if you want team shirts made, because I can do those too. You want pics? You got to pay extra for the pics. It costs more money. All right.
Especially if they have feet in them.
It's just two big feet on the front. Yuck. So yeah, we have some USA Eastbound to show up with the best team shirts ever. I don't know. Ours are pretty cool. Ours are pretty sweet, and we may
There's
or may
lots of
not
cool shirts out there.
We may or may not have matching shorts to go with our shirts.
Cool.
Yeah. So coolest looking team right here. Yeah. It's just these feet with the logo sitting on top of it. All right, let's talk about the lineup, shall we? You guys.
One last
Oh,
thing
yes,
before
yes.
we go to that. I just
Yes.
wanted to give a congratulations to Dude Broman and Mrs. Dude Broman, who just became parents. So congrats to them. Even though it means that you're not coming to Nats. Boo.
That's awesome.
But we have another next generation tagger down the line, hopefully.
Oh, that's so cool. Congrats, guys. I think we've got a couple in the wings across the tournament, actually. So your Ammo had a kid. What? I don't think he's coming, right?
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, hasn't been my ammo for a few years, but yeah.
It was like, a while back, pre-pandemic ammo. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we get into team stuff? Anything on your chest?
You guys don't need to hear my bullshit. All I will say is that I'm glad that I bought my ticket when I did, because otherwise the American medical system might have talked me out of coming with their fucking bullshit. But anyway, that's all I need to say on the issue.
Just move.
If you know, you know.
Free healthcare down here, bro. Well, not free. Oh, not free. Yeah, free. Free healthcare,
Ish.
bro. Yeah,
free-ish.
you just pay for it with your time sitting in a waiting room for 8 hours. But you guys have to do that shit anyway, right?
Yeah, like we don't do that here.
Yeah. That's fucked. See, here you could pay for healthcare and skip the queues, or you could just get it for free and it's at the same quality of what you currently. Anyway, this is the problem with Facebook. Okay.
Exactly. Let's get back to the laser tag.
All right. You guys have team lists. That's exciting. You know who's coming in that. I assume every single one of these people have bought plane tickets.
At this point, I think so. There might be one or two people from the States who don't actually have their tickets yet, but I think most everybody is actually like booked
confirmed, which is which is pretty sweet.
So sweet.
But yeah, looking like 8 teams this year, which is a
number.
pretty solid number. Like I'm okay with that.
That's the number, right? I think for me, I don't know. For me, that's the
Eight's
number.
good.
Yeah.
Eight's good. Yeah, I think because it's enough teams that you get a good balance of play. It feels reasonably large. Everybody still gets a fair number of games. And usually the caliber of competition is pretty good. By the time you get up to 10 teams, it's like, well, at least a couple of teams here, they're really like in over their heads. And it seems like it's less fun for them because at an 8-team tournament, yeah, sure, you get to get your ass kicked like by 6 teams. When it's a 10-team tournament, you get to get your ass kicked by 9 teams. It's just like, that's less fun overall. Let's just limit the number of ass kickings that we can actually get.
And usually,
at some point, maybe we'll be able to field 10 competitive teams. But right now, I think it's a good number.
It kicks the day out too, right? It kicks it out to like 12-hour days. You're now having to be on site for 12 hours, and
it's too much downtime.
Oh, at site, so like too much downtime that you're there but can't go out and do shit.
Like you can't go do social stuff, but you're also not immediately playing. It's like even if you're going a full block, you'll play once, you'll ref once, but then it's 3 games, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Which I mean is nice for socialization and stuff like that.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Like
really.
that stuff is good, but but going home at the end of the day and chilling out and hanging out with people, that's better. I think that's a better
much
use of time.
better.
Yeah.
Agreed. So
yeah,
I like the 8 teams.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to the caravan park hangs after a day of playing. Because
we're like basically gonna take over that place. It feels like, because
again,
pretty much everybody I've talked to is booking there.
Yeah.
So like.
The only people we miss is the locals, and even then, if I was them, I'd just fucking book a place. I'd be like, I'm gonna go stay over at the holiday park for the week. Oh, dude, it's the best. It's so good, except for when Stallion goes to a concert and gets you deathly ill. But
what
otherwise,
a douche.
What a dick.
Is he in chat? Where are you, Stallion? We love you. But also, you're a douche.
I don't think he's here today.
He's not.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel bad. I was going to call him out to his face, but I'd hate to do it behind someone's back.
No, do it behind his back, because he can watch it later and be like, oh, but, and then he can't say nothing. Ha! Suck it.
When you watch the VOD, take that. Got you good, Stallion.
Enjoy yelling at yourself. I really enjoyed it. If you are a local, maybe look at getting a spot at the holiday park. It's not exactly cheap, so it's a bit of an outlay, unnecessary outlay if you already live there. But it's cool. If I don't know if you
don't have to buy plane tickets. Come on, you got money to burn.
Yeah, just throw money at the problems. Yeah. Come out and stay with us. It's gonna be a good time.
Or just come out, hang out for a good portion of the evening, and then go back and sleep in your own bed. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean that is also an option. Where the Brisbane Gateway
Resort and RV Park, whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's in Rochedale, I think, or
yes.
Mount Gravatt, one of the two.
That area.
So just up the road from.
I think it is Rochdale, because I remember I had to like list it on my visa form.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, you're not planning to just be a tramp over here, are you?
I mean, little do they know.
Ah, shut up, Beans. There you go. That's the exact address. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like, come and hang out at least. They've got a pool. I mean, it is the middle of winter, but they've got a pool. We go swimming.
Yeah, but it's Brisbane in the middle of winter. It's not cold.
It's cold when you get in the water. It's definitely cold.
Well, okay, sure.
Like ish. But
especially if
there'll
it's
probably
like,
also be some fireball there to warm you back up, so don't worry about it.
If you're doing night swims, it's pretty cold. I can't remember if they have a. Do they have a jacuzzi? Do they have a hot tub?
The Japanese gangsters?
I don't
I'll bring
remember.
my winter shorts.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised. But...
Yeah, they
You know,
might do.
You know what? They have an entire fucking website. If we really cared, we could check.
You know what? So again, I talk this way so somebody else checks for me.
Right, and I talk this way so that also somebody else would check.
Yeah,
So
okay,
we're
gotcha.
good. Like,
Hey,
we're
sure,
doing
someone
the
else
same
check.
thing.
Can someone check the website for us? Thank you. Appreciate it. Right, let's actually talk about these teams because yeah, there's some good looking teams, some good bloody looking teams. Which one of you guys wants to talk us through them, or how do you want to do it? Should we start with the locals?
Well, I don't have the complete list. Like I know some teams, so I can tell you the ones that I know.
Well, I've
but-
got the list here. Do you want me to run through them?
Well,
run through the names.
Since you are the main host / producer, yes, you should be the one to roll.
This is the one
through
thing I should have.
I know usually I'm the
True.
one who does the show prep and has the notes and all that, but
I did
it's-
heat.
Like I said, it's been a week. It's
I
been
did-
a week. If
I
you
did-
got the list,
I did prep for a whole different show today, which doesn't help us now. It might help us later. All right, well, let's start with the locals first. This is the teams as I have them. So, the first team in no particular order, Team Banana. These are 100% confirmed team names. Team Banana will feature Scraps, Pat, Meow, Troy Yoda, Lucy, and Jeff Pex.
That team has some blasts from the past.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
I was like, I feel suddenly better about the average age of our team. We look pretty good by comparison now.
I was talking to Meow, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I don't think I've played for 10 years," and I was like, "That can't be right."
Well, she played in 2018, so
Did she?
that was less than 10 years ago. At least some games. I don't remember if she played the actual tournament, but I remember she was there and
She was
hanging out,
around.
played a couple of socials at least, I think.
Yeah, okay. Because prior to that, when was the
Let's
last
check.
Brisbane Nats? Was it 14?
14.
14.
Yeah. Maybe that's the last Nat she's played in. Maybe that's what she meant. But still, 10
That's
years between
possible.
drinks. I'm pretty sure Scraps and Pat are both have been absent from the game longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Awesome.
I think since maybe like 08, 09. somewhere
Yeah.
in that range.
Awesome to see them come back and looking to play. I would love to know for any of the locals out there how much practice they're getting in beforehand. Like, are they back playing members nights now? Have they been back for a while? Like,
I know they are getting games because Lucy mentioned that they got some games on Monday at the very least. So I'm
That's
assuming that they are actually like doing the things, which is cool. But yeah, like I look at that team and by and large, I'm like, that looks like a Brisbane team from like 2006, 2007, 2008, like that would have been in and around that time frame.
yeah.
If
When
not a little
Lucy
bit
was
before
but
as
in
well.
swaddling clothes.
What? The accent, so good. You're there.
that's a-
the
It's only going to
streets.
get weirder from here, let me tell you.
yeah. Medicine's kicking in. Yeah. So that's a blast from the past team. We'll go through the whole roster, and then we'll circle back and give our kind of takes on how we think they're going to do. We've had Tom Riddle. We've had practice Nats for the last 3 to 4 weeks. Tom Riddle,
Nice.
is that your who's Tom Riddle?
Voldemort.
Voldemort. God damn it, DK.
River Phoenix.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's does that match your Laserforce code name? What's your Laserforce code name?
I'm
Right.
pretty sure they're a Brisbane player.
Yeah, I assume.
Don't remember if they go by a different name.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it might be Jeff Pex, but I could be
Okay.
wrong. Team
Well, there we
Orange. Team Orange. I mean, at the very other end of the spectrum, we have Twin, Arch Druid, Prawn Boy, Screever, Danta? Danta? Danta's like old name, pretty sure. And Rook. I'm pretty sure that team is basically the Basilbots, right? Ah, you're Rook. Awesome.
Minus Basil, I guess. Or did you say Basil?
Well, Basil's
no,
not
we'll
on
get to
that
Basil
team,
in a
but-
minute.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That I'm pretty sure that's the Basil bots.
Okay, so it's the Basil bots, but no Basil.
You hate Basil now? Yeah. Is that because Basil ditched you all?
Oh, the Basil bots have turned. Oh no.
It's just when the
They're the
religion
Decepticons now.
the religion becomes bigger than the prophet. The prophet's like, oh no, what have I done? And they're like, yeah, we don't need you anymore, mate. Anti-Basil Coalition. Is that your team name? That'd be so good.
What is this? Children of Dune?
Oh wow! All right. So that's
funny.
but like the only name on there that I recognize is Screever. Like other than that, that looks like a team of rookies, which is not a terrible
No.
thing.
Because Arshu, that's Quinn. He's been playing for a while because he played in 2018.
Ah,
Quite a bit
Okay.
Since then.
I can't even remember Quinn's code name.
It was Quinn.
Yeah, it was
At
Quinn.
the time, it was, yeah, but it's now Archdruid.
Right.
It has been for a little while, I think.
Right.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
I
The Brisbane
don't know if I
25s.
have. I don't know if I have personal knowledge of some of the other players. Like I know who they are by name because I'd see them on the Brisbane scorecards and whatnot on a
Right.
weekly basis. But I think just based on experience, because most of these players have been playing for a few years and they've been playing in Brisbane,
Mhm.
and Brisbane has a way of sharpening its teeth on your bones, or vice versa. However that works, however that expression goes.
That
So
that just sounds painful.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
not
an
supposed to use your teeth, all right?
Brisbane games are pretty painful sometimes.
Yeah.
But I
No teeth. No
would
teeth.
expect that to be a pretty serious team. Like I think
Yeah.
that's like I know we're not calling them like A team, B team, whatever, but that strikes me very much as like a Brisbane B team, which Brisbane B teams historically have like been in the running for the finals pretty much every tournament. So
Well, Rook just said we're the Brisbane B team, so yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is Danta like somebody who's been around for a long time? I'm talking specifically to those of you in chat because that name sounds like a name that I've known for a long time at this point. But yeah, I
and
do.
Meow did play in 2018. I just checked
Meow
the
did?
stats.
Yeah.
Meow played 30 games in
Oh.
2018, so definitely played the tournament.
Danta's
Oh yeah, there was the
Scorpion
whole thing with her hiding behind the missile. That happened in 2018.
Oh, was
So,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
she played. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I thought it was Taipan tried to squeeze in there
That was Odin.
and like Winnie the Pooh.
Well,
got
Odin did
stuck.
later, and
Yeah.
then I tried after that when Odin was already there. But
I'm getting in there. At some point, I'm getting in behind there. Yeah, you hear me yelling. Come save me. Good looking team. All right. The third and final team out of Brisbane is Team Potato. This is made up of JFK, Basil, Sharpshooter, Glader, Taipan, Rusty. That's a good looking team. A very good looking team.
Yeah.
yikes!
No Trad. It's so weird to not see Tradge's name, in a Nats lineup out of Brisbane anymore. I'm so glad he's going to be around for the week. That's really cool.
Well,
Since
seeing as how
2021
that's
oh,
like 5 out of the 6 who came to the Auckland tournament,
Mm.
who were very competitive and nearly won the tournament. We barely got past them, and that was in a neutral arena. This
Yeah.
is going to be their home arena, so that is going to be an incredibly dangerous team. And like, no shade to Troy at all. Troy's a great player, but you're also adding Sharpshooter, who's
Fast.
a fantastic Brisbane player
Yeah.
as well, and that is going to add even more firepower to their team.
Yeah.
So it might not be some of the names we're used to, like Tragedy and Jared and Fredo
Scorpion,
and those kinds
Fredo,
of people,
yeah.
but I think this is going to be ranked up there. Like, they may not have the 20-year legacy that some of us can recall, but they've been playing now for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
And
And
they're
grew
gonna
up
be
playing those players too. Like
Yeah. So
wicked.
yeah, that's a team. That's a team right there. I would go so far as to say they are the heavy favorites to win this tournament.
Valid.
Yeah, something Daz's joke from earlier. So let's jump across the ditch. Coming from my neck of the woods will be the Auckland team, made up of Morange, Know-It-All, Essence, Lone Soul, Leech, and myself. That is the lineup coming from Auckland.
That team sucks.
Did you say that team sucks?
That team sucks.
Yeah, that team sucks. It's honestly, I like the look of this team.
Yeah.
We'll circle back. We'll
Yes.
So that's your team from 2023, but swapping out Light and 2K for Lone Soul and Essence. Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, because it was you. It was you, Morange, Leech. No, Know-It-All was on Auckland. Who else are we missing? Yeah, in any case. Oh, Sneak was the other one. Okay.
That's right. So no.
Okay, so it's about
That's
half
a different team.
2023. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus Know-It-All, very good player.
Oh,
was
of
definitely
course.
like the standout player from Auckland B.
Yes.
And then Lone Soul, lots of experience, as probably your best newer player.
Yes.
So that's
definitely
a solid team.
Yeah, good team. I'm real excited to play with this team actually, just because we won't have played a single game together as a team until we get to Nats.
Yeah.
Know-It-All and Essence have both never played Brisbane, obviously. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see how we do. I'm looking forward to it. Let's move further across the Pacific Ocean. I know things. We'll head over to the States. Coming from the States, let's start in the westish. We have the Fair Turkey, Simply Okay, Sergeant Tucker. Ooh. DK, Than, and you got a ringer. Our globe-trotting El Diablo is playing for you guys as well. Cool team. That's a good-looking team.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Basically almost a Sacramento Loveland mashup.
Yeah, it basically is. I mean, it's as close to a West Coast hybrid as we could realistically pull off. Than doesn't even really live in California right now, but Than and I being the only California players to go this year, like I said, it's still kind of shocking to me. Everybody has their own reasons why they couldn't go. Some of it's financial, some of it's other interests. Whole variety of factors just didn't work out this year for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I'm glad at least that we will have some representation from the kind of to have like a West Coast hybrid team. And I'm excited because I've never played with Josiah, even though we've been, in the tournament scene together for 10 years at this point, but never got to be on a team with them. Never got to be on a team with Simply Okay, and never got to play with El Diablo. Like, I've played against him many times and played lots of social games and that kind of stuff. But it'll be an interesting team, I think, and I'm looking forward to having a good time with it.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan, did you want to add anything?
No, I mean it is a team that it's a team that should be fun. But since you said that we were going to circle back before we were going to where we thought I'm holding off a lot more of those thoughts until we kind of get back into the main discussion.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's travel east. Coming out of Loveland proper, and we're pretty sure this is the team list. But as I have it here, coming from Loveland, we have Strikva, Azra, Lizzie Lizard, Gabe. What's Gabe's code name? Is it just Gabe?
I don't remember.
Gabe, if you're in chat, which I
I
think
don't know
/
remember.
What's your code name? I can't remember if he's in chat. Gabe, Corbin. Is Corbin's name Corbin?
As far as I know.
Right. And Redneck Tech. Yeah. I kind of know some of these names. I know all these.
Oh, Gabe
names
is
that you
Gabe is
called
the
them.
babe. I
The
don't know
babe.
why
That's
that,
right.
why that didn't strike me.
That's right. The babe. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. That's the team list. From the East Coast, we have Beans. This is a good team. We have Beans, Scythe, Baden, Cody, Do Not Pass Go, and Disco Stew. That's a good team. That's a good looking team right there.
Washed.
All washed.
I like the look of that team. And
Those are some names that
those are
have
some names.
all been in the scene for a while.
We're all fat.
Not any experience gaps on that resume.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see that team play in Brisbane. Fuck yeah. Feels good being the youngest on a team again. For 5 of us 10 years ago, looking better. Oh, dude. 2, you gonna move for that team? Hell yeah. All right, the last team. So that's 7 of the 8. The last team is, I guess, like this is the Merc team or the hybrid team that's attending. So as far as we understand, this team will be Tomic from the Czech Republic. It'll have 3 zone players from Sydney, 1 player from WA, who I assume is like X zone.
Okay.
And a Brisbane player. Not too sure who it is. If somebody in chat,
I think it's supposed to be Angel.
It's supposed to be Angel. Okay.
I was saying, yeah, get in here. Now's your chance.
if anyone from Brisbane can shed some light on some names, feel free to do so. Oh, speaking of which, Bob the Builder, can't make Nats, had to pick up your stream subscription or flights. I'm glad you decided to spend your money with us / with me. And, bro, I'm gonna miss you. It's gonna be so bad. But can you just make that subscription out to Guy Next Door? Thank you, appreciate it. Oh shit. That's all Rusty sent you. No other details. Yeah, if anyone from Brisbane can shed some light on if you've got any names, they can go in there. Those are the 8. Those are the 8 peeps, or the 8 teams, sorry, making their way to Nationals this year. Pretty good looking lineup. What do you guys think?
I feel like if we're gonna do our usual kind of break it into tiers, because I think that's typically been like the best way for us to do this. I think it's one of those things where the bottom team, that hybrid team. I mean, that hybrid team is probably in a bottom tier by itself, simply by virtue of the fact that half the players' force isn't their primary system.
I mean, all but one of those players have barely played Space Marines, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's just an experience thing.
Yeah.
Like, this will be a great experience for them, and they will learn a lot, but it is going to be a learning experience. Probably not a lot of winning experience.
Yeah. I read I actually read in one of the Czech, I think it was the Czech section of the Discord. This will be a good litmus for I guess for like Tomic to whether or not he thinks it's worth taking the game back to the Czech Republic and playing it the way that we play. And because he's actually when does US play? Probably in August. But like, seeing how we play the game, and then whether or not he chooses to take it back to the Czech Republic, or if people watch how he does down here and then they're like, well, actually, let's see how we go.
Yeah, I mean, how the game has evolved in the Czech Republic has its own kind of unique spin in terms of like, because from my understanding, and I've had some conversations with Tomic Core about this, and I may be butchering this, so if he watches it back later, he can say how wrong wrong I am. But I seem to remember there was
Mr.
something
Stallion.
in the initial with the sites that were set up in the Czech Republic where they didn't have the reset time on for level 1 players. So they did not play with a reset until like much kind of later on in their development.
Lucy got a baptism by fire in 2023, learning about the intricacies of the reset.
Yeah.
But she had it down by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Like it did not take that long for her to pick it up.
So when you don't kind of develop your initial gameplay with that, and then you're constantly basically like cutting down the downtime. I mean, the fact that I think their Space Marines downtime, they have it cut to 6 seconds, and it's a 5 and 1, which is what they do for Laser Ball also. It's similar to that.
Okay.
It just, I don't know. There's some weirdness there that I have a problem with in terms of like changing default settings. I understand that you need to do it in order to accommodate your player base and really what's going to make you the most money, because really at the end of the day, want sites to make money, want sites to be successful, this that the other, but
for the brand.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can kind of use that as an entry point to playing international tournament SM5 in kind of the same way that we used SM4 as an entry level game before we really got into SM5. So I would say that's the optimistic way of looking at this. Obviously the pessimistic way would be that, oh no, we don't want to play the other way. The other way is harder, more boring, whatever you want to say, because obviously 8-second downtime versus 6-second downtime is a big difference, especially when it's split 4 and 4 versus 5 and 1.
I mean, yeah, it matters when you, I don't know, when you take away the reset, that's when it becomes boring, but whatever.
Agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, well, it forces you to run away if you can get killed.
It's what allows the capture of space in SM5, and space and motion are what make the game as interesting as it is. It's not the software settings. It is the fact that we have this kind of framework for the game is played in a certain way with a certain rhythm.
Do you think that, like, so it's like further to that, it's not when you have those other things that are part of the competitive game, it's not just about who can shoot the quickest.
Right.
Yeah. Or sorry, who can shoot the quickest most accurately. There's much more that comes into that. Like, it's then the tactics of how you play in an arena matter more, right?
Way more.
Yeah.
Like, being the fastest gun is still really helpful.
Still real helpful, yeah.
It's still arguably the most important thing for any individual player, but not for necessarily the flow of the game as a whole, and not for the way that a team conducts itself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but again, all be that as it may, like, yes, this team, they're going in the bottom tier. It's going to be a learning experience for them.
Which we've seen in the past, like, Nats isn't the space to do that. I would put a caveat in saying when you're bringing in players from outside of the system, maybe it is.
It might be the only time to do that.
That's right.
Because otherwise, it's like, if you can't start a competitive scene natively, like, your only option is to travel to tournaments, and maybe you make connections there. Maybe you find that you really like the game, so you start talking to more people, you start going to more tournaments, and that can be an entry point for people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it's not like I think anybody on this team is probably going to be bad players, because my understanding is the 3 Sydney players that are coming up, they're zone tournament players. It's one of those things where Taipan has made that connection and is doing the things there.
That's good.
So if you're, they won't necessarily be bad tag players. They'll be just fine tag players. They just won't be Space Marines players at the start of the week, and that, as we all know, leads to its own set of interesting moments, shall we say.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Real quick, just because Cody's comment in chat has reminded me, just wait till next year. Hopefully, Long Island makes their debut and potential 1 or 2 Armageddon teams. Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, we're not saying that these players coming are bad tag players, but you've seen what happens at Armageddon tournaments when other sites play our game and vice versa. Like, it's a different game. Like, it's different game, different skill sets that need to be like developed and all that stuff. So
Force players have definitely embarrassed themselves at Geddon in other systems. That is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'd almost have to, because not to make it like, oh yeah, all these other systems are one way and Laserforce is different, but there is, I think, more of a similarity between Zone, Quest, Qzar, those kinds of systems, just the way that they play, that's much more oriented around like individual dueling techniques, about having that quick shot, about positioning, that kind of stuff, versus like Space Marines. It just is a more tactical game. I don't know what to say. Like, you call that arrogant or a bigoted Force opinion, whatever. Like, I'm sorry, I will die on that hill.
Yeah. But yeah, what I was gonna announce was the only person I know to get a penalty in Quest. So Beans asked to say, can you announce on the podcast? So June 23rd to the 25th, they're looking at a day of Nats practice and a couple of days of socials for any people looking to travel to Nats this year, or even if you're not, if you want to go play like highly competitive Nats practice, Laserforce. June 23rd to the 25th. Apparently Slaughtermelon is bringing some of the Utah guys. If you got money to fly to Syracuse, why don't you come to Nats? But whatever. Along with Baden and Stu, and I think possibly Scythe is traveling. I'm not sure.
He's always the question mark.
Yeah, I'm coming probably. I have the actual practice announced soon, with our 2 days being socials, dinner, drinks, etc. All right, so yeah, that weekend, June 23rd to the 25th, so end of June, Syracuse are hosting a pre-Nats event. So if you want to get some last minute practice in before you travel to Brisbane, head there.
I'd love to. Absolutely do not have the money.
Yeah,
I would imagine it's for the
tapped.
East Coasters.
I looked at flights, and it's like literally like $1,000 for me to be able to
just
do that.
Just come to Nats.
Yeah, that's like
I've already got my fucking
Not
ticket for
you,
Nats.
not
Stop
you,
bitching at me.
not you, calm down. You're gonna blow a fucking vein. I was talking specifically to those Utah kids. Not really kids. Coming from Zone Yourself initially 15 years ago, it took a while for your pre-shot instinctive forward IR to adjust. Yeah. It's different, right? Like in the very few times that I played different sites, like it plays different. So I'm real stoked that we're getting some crossover, especially from like a little bit from WA. Like we talked about it like years ago, the potential for WA and the east coast of Australia to kind of intermingle. Hopefully this is the start of it. Same thing with Sydney. If they've got a competitive scene down there, then hopefully special day for Nats practice. You just call that Monday in Brisbane.
Okay, yeah, some of us are not so fucking lucky. Shut the fuck up. All right, moving on from the bottom tier. I really hate to do this to them, but I feel like the next the next tier up is also like a solo tier, and it's Loveland.
Yeah,
with Strikva, Azra, Lizzie, Gabe, Corbin, and RNT. Like, I give them the nod over the hybrid team in terms of like being in their own bracket, because there is some Nats experience here. They're more consistently Space 5 players, except for Redneck, who's getting him and plays everything.
What a legend.
Has gotten to be a pretty decent Force player, though,
Yeah.
having played as many Nats as he has.
Yeah. And also is genuinely just one of the loveliest people that you will ever meet,
so
which
rad.
is
Absolutely.
which is so awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good hang, as they say.
Yeah, he is.
Do you know if Jala's coming?
So what?
Do we know if Jala's coming?
Don't know.
I do not know.
Okay.
I do not know if Jill is coming.
Cool to see you again.
But just from an overall like team talent perspective, they're just a step kind of under a lot of what is above them. And again, not any shade to them. It's that the rest of the team, the other 6 teams that we have to tier, have
like 30 of the best 50 players in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also have experience playing in Brisbane Arena for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that the fact that that this is a team of players who are going to be basically coming cold into that maze, and it's a rough maze. Like I don't think anybody can say that it's not with any type of straight face or any type of credibility. So like I think it's going to be a case of the beginning of the week is going to be real fucking rough for this team until they kind of figure some things out. And then I think they'll stabilize and they'll be okay. But yeah, I have a hard time seeing, them kind of out of this, bottom / second bottom tier. That's all.
I would say, and if the Fear Turkey or who else has played there? Can't remember, but I think it's just Fear Turkey. But like I would
as
say,
far as Loveland players go, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Fear Turkey is the only person who's been to Brisbane.
Yeah, I would say that playing coming to the Brisbane arena, if you could pick one arena to have played most of your games in prior to playing in Brisbane for the first time, Loveland would be that choice for me.
Really?
Yeah, just for like similarities.
The amount of ramps, maybe.
That's interesting. I don't think of them as similar at all.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Like from a similarity perspective, I can see like, okay, you spend a lot of time up and down ramps on both of them, which is something.
That's true. That is true.
But Brisbane has so many more long range shots than Loveland does. Brisbane has so many more kind of weird angles than Loveland does. Not that Loveland doesn't have its own set of weird angles, but they're relatively confined, if that makes sense. Brisbane has them just everywhere you go.
Yeah. Brisbane is an artillery battle. Loveland is like a knife fight. It's like bayonet range, close quarters combat in a lot of cases.
But I would say like they've got like the ramps, obviously massive like similarities. There are long shots like that. But also the plane in which you play in. So like upstairs to downstairs. To me anyway, Loveland is the most similar to Brisbane than anywhere else for that kind of stuff, because Detroit barely gets downstairs play.
True.
Maybe Sacramento, but you didn't really have. There wasn't the same. Like if you were in specific places in Sacramento, there was kind of that, but it was only. Like most of the downstairs area was kind of like sheltered from upstairs, if that makes sense, in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Also,
there are a couple cross shots, but
yeah,
they're pretty niche. Yeah.
Syracuse does get a lot of downstairs play, I've heard.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Yeah,
because if anything, like Brisbane, it combines like the kind of long distance elements of Syracuse with the kind of ramp play of Loveland. So I guess in that sense, it's like, but. Yeah, I don't know.
But even like,
Loveland
but if you're downstairs in Brisbane and you're downstairs in Loveland, you're going to get fucked from the people upstairs, most likely. There's less of that in Loveland, but there is some of it in Loveland, more so than anywhere else that I could think of.
Oh, there's a lot of it in Loveland.
Yeah. So in those ways, like, okay, so I put it to you this way. which maze would be better, is more similar to Brisbane than Loveland?
I mean, my go-to would always be Sacramento.
Right.
But among, I don't know, because like Detroit doesn't play similarly in the sense of having a lot of those long-range shots or having complex downstairs play. But Detroit is an arena that zones of control is very important, and inching forward and making sure that you capture space at the appropriate time.
True.
That I think is very much a kind of Brisbane skill, just in terms of like the overall awareness of the orientation of your team and which areas are covered, which areas aren't. Because it's really hard if you don't control key areas in Brisbane to like get in and get a cheeky medic hit. Like that's so hard. It's so hard. Like if you're trying to cross over like the catwalk to get into Greenside and they have somebody in Helm, they have somebody in Green Tower, like you're going to sneak past those people and have the resupply not see you. It's really, really hard.
Yeah, right. Right on. Well, yeah, in my opinion, and maybe it's just like, you know, like just because it's the most recent example I can kind of think of, but yeah, I would say that like if you can figure out the mechanics of Loveland, it makes your job a little easier in Brisbane, but not easy because it's not easy. They've got their work cut out for them to play, you know, high quality Space Marines in Brisbane.
Yeah, understanding strong points and having good ramp defense is definitely a useful skill. Like, I don't know, Brisbane is just one of those fields that's just like it takes all of like the hardest elements from all the other field and combines them together. So it's like it has a way of kind of pushing you to the limit, both of individual skill and requirement that your team perform in harmony with one another.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, it's hard to operate.
Yeah. All right. What's the next tier?
So the next tier I feel like is literally the 5 teams that aren't Brisbane A. I think you could make an argument for the other 5 teams, and DK, I see your face, and I think I know what you're gonna argue, but let me make my case first, and then you can tear me to shreds.
Sure.
I think with this tier, I think there's an argument that maybe it's 4 teams, not 5, and maybe Brisbane B is a step up from this tier, and that may be where that ultimately lands. But this is at least a 4-team tier of Auckland, US West, US East, and
Team Banana,
and Orange. No, wait, Banana. Yes, Banana.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I knew what I meant. It's not what I said. I knew what I meant.
Go Banana.
Fuck off.
Go Banana.
Go Banana.
So yeah, like yeah, I guess now that I'm looking at like Orange might be like a step up from this, maybe, but maybe like I think you can make an argument either way that they're part of this, or they're just a small step above. But the other 4 teams like are very comparable in terms of talent, in terms of communication. Obviously, the Brisbane teams have the home field advantage, which is no small thing in Brisbane, whatever the fuck Rusty says. Because I know he
said it like once, like 8 years ago.
Yeah, and we've never let him forget
Never ever. It was an asinine thing to say.
Yeah, it was. Totally was. But yeah, like this kind of mid pack, there's gonna be some fucking ridiculous games between the teams in this mid pack because they are so balanced. You know, I mean
that's fair.
I mean I think the team in this tier that figures the arena out first and figures out what their best lineup is first is the team that'll, you know, obviously edge to the top of this. But yeah, there's just a lot of talent in these teams. It's kind of great. So DK, you wanna tear me to shreds now with that stank face you had earlier?
I would just say that I think that Brisbane B are a pretty clear favorite over the other 4 teams that you mentioned. Just because they're going to have both the edge of experience and they have some really excellent players. And I'm only going here off of looking at statistical readouts.
Right.
So I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to dominate and romp their way to second place, but I think at least at the start of the week, they are probably going to cause a lot of problems for all of the other teams other than Brisbane A. And it will be a question of whether teams I do think US East, regardless of my jokes, has probably the best chance to kind of ascend from that group just because of the track record, the resume. Like they have some of the best players the US has produced, period. Like they have Scythe, they have Baden, they have Beans. Cody's an excellent player. And then presumably are going to have Lenny and Stu on the back line. And that's a ton of experience and ton of stability to elevate there. So I think the gap is probably a little bit smaller than it was in previous years, but these players have a bit more experience with each other. It is just going to be a question I know Beans is still operating at a very high level. I haven't seen Josh play for a while. Like those instincts are not going to go away, and he's still for sure gonna be an excellent player. But yeah, it's not going to be the necessarily it was in 2018, where really Scythe and Baden were kind of head and shoulders above a good chunk of the other U.S. players, especially in kind of a neutral environment. That gap just doesn't exist much anymore, and I have to consider the contributions of players who have performed at a high level pretty recently. Looking at a couple of people on my team, most notably Fear Turkey and Simply Okay, right? Who are reigning world champions. And Tucker, who's a world champion as well. But certainly I would give Fear Turkey a pretty big nod. If I were doing my power rankings of US players right now, I would put Fear Turkey in the top 3 of US players. And I think he is probably the best US player who is attending this tournament, in my opinion.
Based on
recent track record and just overall performance, that kind of stuff.
I would agree with you. I'd probably for this tier I'd kick the second
Orange.
Yeah, Team Orange. I'd kick Orange up, and I'd probably kick Beans, USA East up as well. Maybe not to the same.
I think at least in my initial evaluation, I'm probably putting them in a tier, and then I'm putting probably our team, your team, and the third Brisbane team in a tier as well. Just I can't count out that level of experience. It's still a Brisbane team. Even Brisbane C teams are always really competitive.
Well, you remember in 2014, their C team beat their B team? I think it was.
Yeah.
That was rad.
The top 3 were all Brisbane.
Yeah.
And
I
can't rule it out. Might happen. I don't know.
It's different in this case, and to be fair, I haven't looked at any stats from recent Brisbane members nights or anything, but looking at that Team Banana, just the fact that they haven't, I mean, they are Brisbane, and so that goes a long way. But at this point, I played a lot of games in Brisbane. You guys have played a lot of games in Brisbane. A reasonable amount of games in Brisbane. I don't know. They're over the hill. That third Brisbane team. So I don't know. We'll see how we go. I'm very interested to see what they could do.
If they're over the hill, then I'm right there with them. So
someone asked Troy if he needs help with his luggage.
I'm trying to claw my way back up from the other side of the hill, but it's not working.
Right.
I don't know.
So I mean, I can go with that tier split being Auckland, US West, and Banana being in a tier, and then
can I put it this way?
Brisbane Orange and East being in a tier slightly above, but I don't think that there's necessarily a huge gap there. I mean,
Yeah. Let me put it this way. So, looking at those three teams, so Team Banana, USA West, and Auckland, those teams have both really good and experienced players on their teams, but they've also got weak points. And I think what it'll be is how well the teams can do regardless of their weaknesses. That'll separate those teams out a bit. It's which teams' weaknesses, and I'm not saying like players necessarily, like specific players necessarily are weaknesses on those teams, but stuff like inexperience at Nats, inexperience in the maze, lack of recent playing time, like all those things are weaknesses in teams.
Make more lights go boom.
Ooh, cope with that. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're coming to Nats.
he's not.
But yeah, you know what I mean. Like I think that's what will separate those teams is how well they combat those weaknesses.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, especially like West. I mean, yeah, me and DK don't get to play. It kind of sucks.
Like just in terms of talent, I don't really see like US West having any kind of like real talent deficit relative to US East. There are just more question marks because we have fewer players who have played the field, and there are more question marks for how we'll operate together because fewer of us have played together before. Yeah. Whereas basically all 6 of those players have probably been on tournament teams at one time or another with one another, and they have a better idea, I think, of what their likely lineups are going to be. We still have kind of a few question marks about where the chips are going to fall, how the positions will shake out. We'll have to make adjustments, but I see Than's point in that, yeah, you can make an argument that sure, we could make finals. You guys could make finals. It's just, it's going to be a steeper
We're all
road.
there to make finals.
Yeah.
Like I would imagine
I'm looking forward to the competition. Yeah. I think we are going to have great matches. I think Than is right that I think between like that kind of group of 5 teams, there will be some really great matches, some really great laser tag, and that kind of middle section of the tournament will have some real competition between it. So I do think spots like 2 through 6 will be competitive. Again, Brisbane A, I'm marking it as the heavy favorite. Would not shock me if
you got to.
If they didn't lose a game. Wouldn't shock me if they won every game by elim.
Yeah, and like you don't want to go into the tournament with the mentality of, oh, we can't beat that team, so we're not going to try. I don't think that's what you're saying, or that's not how we feel about it. No. You just need to have
realistic expectations based on the people that you're playing.
That's
right.
You
can only play what's in front of you.
Yeah. But
when you look at that Brisbane A team in comparison to everything else, you kind of go, yeah, they've got a thing there.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like I am sure that they are going to get pushed during this tournament. I am sure that they're going to have games that are not going to go to plan for them because as we've discussed like numerous times in different places and even on this show in the not too recent past, like the talent gap isn't quite what it used to be. But I still think you got to look at that team as the 100% clear favorite. But the other thing is like I'm still kind of looking down at Loveland and Teammate Hybrid whatever. And I'm looking at those teams and still going, they're probably, maybe not on day one. Day one might be a little rough, but once they kind of figure out the maze and what their best lineups are, I feel like the bottom teams are going to cause some problems as well. Like I'm not looking at any of this and going, oh, that team's going to get 0 pointed. I don't see that happening. If
it does, it'll be like kind of what happened with Motor City Mutts at the last Nats, where it's like, okay, technically they didn't win any games, but like they were competitive with the St. George team for sure, and they did have a few good moments against some of the other teams. So it's not like they just got run over.
Yeah,
Was
they
it-
had they had some very unlucky losses. They had games
They
that
did.
were theirs to win, and then just had painful nuke cancels that cost them the game. It's
Yeah.
like,
Poor Ram.
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
They were great to watch. They were great to commentate on.
Mhm.
Was it Auckland B and the Oakley team? Was it
Mhm.
in Auckland? That was kind of the bottom of the table jewels, and those games
Yep.
were awesome.
Mhm. For sure.
Really, really cool. And yeah, like, you know, when if you are the lowest ranked team at a tournament and you go up against the A team, yeah, okay, maybe those games aren't the greatest ones to kind of be a part of, but if you take the experience out of those and then you like if you have your duels with other teams at the competition, like the tournament is still fun and worthwhile playing. So
Yeah, don't ignore your chance to test yourself against the best. Don't be like, well, we're just going to get run over anyway. Like, no, play every single second of that. See what they're doing, see what counters you can come up with. And it happens almost every tournament.
Yeah.
You can get a lucky upset in there.
also, like, it's a good way to test your resilience to how well you can keep your mindset out in the foyer and like out at the social nights and yeah, because all that stuff, like, if you let it, can ruin the week.
It's true.
Yeah, but the week is more about it's more than just about the tag. So yeah,
I've said it many times. Like for our US West team, our losses that we had were so valuable because they got us to talk about our weak points. And if you're willing to engage and have that conversation, you can really improve very quickly. Like us going to Loveland and practicing and losing to their A team, we're like, look, we have to be able to beat an A team in their own field to have any shot against Brisbane in any field. So like we had to really think through that and adjust our strategy, so on and so forth. Same thing happened. Like we lost our first game against US East. We lost a game to you guys. We lost our first match to Brisbane. So it was like, okay, what went wrong? Where do we need to fix things? Where's the kind of the order of operations getting screwed up?
Yep.
So, right, use that opportunity to grow.
Are there any matchups that you guys are? Well, actually, before I ask that, do we want to talk about the top tier? Or
Do
we
we
kind
need
of
to?
have.
I mean,
We kind of already were.
Yeah,
Brisbane again. It's maybe not like the same atmosphere as the golden oldies of 2018. Like, oh, these are the legends of the game having their last go around.
Yeah.
Guys who've been around for 20 years, and this is their send off, and they're just gonna stomp on people. Like they may not have that kind of long running pedigree, but these players are like just as excellent.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is most of the Brisbane team that came to Auckland, and they almost won. Like that was like such a competitive finals, and you take that, you put them in their home field.
Yeah. Give them a couple of years to improve on, and yeah, put them in their home field, and Taipan's fresh off like what, winning, I don't know,
Zone.
something it's on.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's become the first player to ever have a force nats and a zone nats win.
That's
Like,
pretty cool.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty cool.
Like, I mean, cards on the table, like Rusty and Taipan are the two best players I've ever played against.
Yeah. Right.
Like, and there are a lot of other great players I've played against. Like, I mean, Scythe's on that list, Baden's on that list. But like, if you had to say push come to shove, like those guys have been at the top of the game for quite a while at this point.
Yeah.
So I would expect to see some excellent laser tag from them. I would expect them to have a lot of different lineups they can hurt you with. Yeah, they're heavy favorites. Not saying that I'm going to count out all of their teams, but you want to know where the bar is. There's the bar.
Did we put Taipan in the Hall of Fame? Sorry, let me rephrase that. Do we put that in our like hypothetical Hall of Fame? Do we put him in
I feel
there?
like he at least got mentioned.
Surely
or it was
we
like
did.
maybe, or it was like maybe he needs one more Nats win and
Yeah.
then he's in. Just because it's like most everybody else we talked about had a track record prior to 2014.
Right. I think that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if not now, like he'll be a shoe in for the Hall of Fame whenever he retires. Like wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah. We should do a Hall of Fame. Would be cool. Well, I guess it'd be cool.
Whenever we do our next Hall of Fame show, he's gonna be on it. Like,
yeah,
that's just how that goes at this point. So it's fine.
Yeah. Gonna get him. Get him when that'd be sick. I mean, I'm
That
sure
would
he
be
can
cool.
get himself.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's a good team. Gonna be hard to beat. It would be a shame to not be playing against some of those like top names from the past. Like I think for me, the top of that list is like Jared. Like, it would have been cool to play Jared again, but you know, these things happen. Life moves on. People move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's all accurate.
What I was going to ask before was, is there any particular matchups that you guys think are going to be like must watch, or like your favorite kind of matchups out of the teams that are going?
Oh, I'm looking forward to our matchups, buddy.
Yeah.
I think those will be fun.
For sure. But like the reality is, I don't really think there's going to be necessarily many bad games or bad matchups in this, but I think I am looking most forward to kind of that middle tier worth of teams playing each other, because everything is just so even on paper. And granted, it's on paper, and that's why that's why we play the game, so we can actually figure out what the fuck is going to happen. But yeah, there's so much parity on paper with so many of these teams that I feel like it's going to be, you know, I feel like the vast majority of games are going to be good watches. So
yeah.
Which I realize it sounds like kind of a cop-out answer.
But there is just way more parity than there was in, say, 2014, where the top three Brisbane teams, they were like they beat everybody else up real bad.
Who was the ones? I can't even remember what my team was in 14.
You were playing with the Oakley guys.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, that was, it was interesting because, you know, they had a good amount of young talent in Brisbane at the time, and they still do. But I would say that, I don't know, it felt like
Taipan was like a new player back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I am looking forward to playing you guys. I'm really looking forward to testing our team against like the USA East as well.
Yeah, me too.
Because on paper, that's a great team. I was going to say before, like, Do Not Pass Go is one of those unique players that are really good in just about any position you play them in.
Absolutely,
for sure.
I mean, cue the comment there from Beans, like he could basically play any role and be great at it. Like, and so to have someone like that, you know,
yeah, I think like the biggest thing looking at East's roster is that there's only really one person on that team that you pretty much know where they're going to be.
Yeah,
like
Stu's gonna be in reset.
Yeah, Stu will be in the reset, because that's just how that's gonna go. Like, and that's fine. It's like looking at our team and going, oh, yep, Than's gonna be in the reset. Yeah, that's
where we put the old guys.
One,
yeah,
fuck you. Two, you're not that much younger than me, asshole.
I might be back there too. I'm not counting myself out.
There's a good chance that the resupply
also accurate.
Will be going to be in the resupply.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like East, okay, yeah, Stu, like 99% chance he's going to be in the resup. The other 5 people
could play anything.
Could be that could be any fucking thing.
Yeah. It'd be really good in any of those roles too.
Yeah, you can make some guesses. Like you can say, okay, yeah, Josh is probably going to be commander, and Baden's probably going to be heavy. And
I think Josh can be scout.
Well,
I think Scythe is champing at the bit to get a scout at Nats.
That's the point, though,
Right,
right?
He has enough people around him now that he can plausibly say, "Yeah, one of you can play commander."
Right, and that's where I was going. That was like, yeah, you might on initial look say, okay, Scythe Commander, Baden Heavy, Beans, and Cody Scout, Lenny and Stu Resup. But yeah, you could like all of a sudden that could be, oh, Cody's playing Commander, Josh is playing Scout, Beans wraps himself back into ammo with Stu, Lenny comes out and plays Scout. Like that is a team that you don't know necessarily what the fuck they're gonna do until the game starts and you find out what their fucking positions are.
And
like,
you're like, oh wow, one of them broke themselves playing softball just before the tournament, like an idiot.
that sucks.
Yeah, you already have 5 working knees and 6 working ankles by day 3. I mean,
That's possible.
it's plausible. Please don't injure yourself before the tournament, Beans. You jerk. Wow, that's like it's like saying please don't go to hospital during the tournament, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, I'm supposed to have a surgical consult on Monday, so we'll see what my schedule is going to look like. I already feel like I have not been able to devote the time to training that I ordinarily would have by this point for a variety of factors. I still have very high standards for myself and very high hopes for myself for this Nats, but there's a part of me that needs to acknowledge that there may be some factors beyond my control that might hamper me a little bit, and not getting frustrated by that. I think that honestly will be my biggest challenge of the week is if I'm not necessarily at the level that I expect myself to be, to like not get in a cycle of I'm letting my team down, I'm doing a bad job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I'm really excited that we ended up with the team that we did, because about a week ago, we only had 4 of us and we didn't really know who our 5th and 6th players are going to be. But like having a reigning champion, Sergeant Tucker, and a very good player like El Diablo, I'm really curious to see what Marcus will do at Nats, because I think this could really be a breakout year for him.
Yeah.
Because I think Marcus has really good tag chops and he has a lot of tournament experience at this point. I don't think he has really been put in a good place to succeed just yet. Like he's
was kind of always
been thrown together,
like
on
the
hybrid
leftover,
teams,
right?
or kind of leftover teams.
Right.
Like this, like the rest of us have a lot of experience, and I think that it will be maybe a little bit easier for him. Like not having like basically he had to shoulder a lot of the offensive burden on that St. George team last year. Like he was expected to like play commander and play it at a high level. Yeah, that expectation won't necessarily be placed on him when we have players like Fear Turkey and Simply Okay who can really do very well in those roles. Yeah. But you know, he can be a solid contributor to that team, and if he's not expected to carry like the whole offensive load, I think we could really see some real progress and like a real breakout year from Marcus. And I know that his fitness is going to be very high, so he might end up being our ringer against these old men from the East Coast.
Did you hear he's planning on running like a half marathon? Like
I heard that, yeah.
Yep.
So like good. He can
the
he
day
can do training
before.
for both of us.
Oh, no, so you know, little inside baseball stuff. Like he and I like actually message like back and forth because both of us have been running a bunch lately. Him a lot more than me because he's training for this half marathon and marathon and stuff. And he keeps sending me things like, oh, I'm setting new personal bests on pace, and he's pacing out like these like 13-kilometer runs at like 4:15 a kilometer pace, and I'm like, that's so cool. I just broke 25 minutes for a 5K. Damn. Okay.
But yeah, I agree with you, DK. Like he can kind of take a step back and just play laser tag. That's all his role needs to be at this tournament, which is a good thing. So yeah, I think we might see him thrive in that environment, and because he won't have to like he won't have to. No, I say he could trust the rest of his team more.
Yeah, the burden won't be on him to have to put up a 13K at commander for his team to even have a chance at success. He can be part of a team and know that maybe if he has an off game, it's not going to be the end of the world for the team. Like, so yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see how he performs with us for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
His
that
team,
like
his team.
whether he takes the leap and how quickly Sergeant Tucker gets used to the field, I think those will be kind of the X factors. Like if those things both line up well, then I think we will be competitive with US East and potentially with Brisbane B. If that takes a little bit longer or that doesn't quite shake out the way that we hope it will, then we'll probably be down a little bit from relative to those teams. But I think still competitive with them, and it would still definitely be my goal, bare minimum, to finish in the top half of this field. But I know even that is definitely not a guarantee with, you guys are out there, the Brisbane Oldies, Team Banana, whatever they're called, is out there. So like those are
it's funny
those are gonna
that
be some games.
to imagine Lucy being on Team Oldies.
Yeah, the Oldies plus Lucy, and I don't know how old Jeff Bex is, but like the 4 Oldies and those
I don't
two.
think she's that old either. Like
Yeah.
she's not us, but she's not Lucy either.
Okay, so Jeff Bex and Lucy can do all the running. The rest of them can.
I don't know. Lucy's playing medic, so if she's doing all the running, there's something gone horribly wrong.
yeah. So I was just noticing, just the average age of 40 on your team, perfect.
Okay, yeah, I don't feel so bad now. Like, okay,
on
yes,
your team,
yes, I bring the average age of our team up, but our average age is not 40, so cool.
On your team, 5 of the 6 of your team have won nationals. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Won titles. That's the most out of any of the teams that are playing.
I mean, pretty much everybody on that US East team has won, right? Other than maybe Cody was there in 21. He was on that team, so I think they've all have titles.
21. Where was that?
In Q's. One of the fake Nats.
That
like,
doesn't
I'm counting
count.
the fake Nats. Okay, fine. If you don't count the fake Nats, then yeah, okay. Then it's only the Detroit guys who have it. But I count those titles.
I can't remember. We're 2-0 in fake Nats.
Yeah.
Just start referring to this one as a fake Nats. Get in that mindset, boys.
All Nats in Brisbane are fake Nats. Brisbane always wins. That's some fake shit right there.
You'd rather be called the oldies, unlike US East Coasters, who at any given moment could have an ankle, knee, wrist, or back blower.
Yeah, that's the other X factor there. Is like we could leap over them if half their team is on crutches by the end of the week. So that's the other question.
All right, calm down, Tonya Harding. All right.
Oh, that's weird. It was real slippery by the point of the caravan park. I don't know how that happened.
How do people keep falling down the back ramp again? Oh, that's so weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, They're rapid gel. That's how I'm choosing to pronounce that as well. Yeah.
You put it on your toast instead of Vegemite.
That's right.
Like it keeps you nice and steady throughout the week.
Yeah. Mellows you out, man. Puts you on even kill. Yeah. Good looking teams. I'm really. I can't remember if I was saying it off stream or not, but I'm looking forward to seeing how my newer guy, and I say newer, but like Know It All and Essence. I'm really keen to see how they both perform in this hyper competitive environment at a site that's not ours.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean Essence has only been playing
2 years.
Yeah, it's actually
because kind of came in after the 23 Nats, right?
Yeah.
That's a good time to have your first Nats when you got a couple of years of social games and whatnot under your belt, and like now you're ready to see what the next level is.
I think mine was like it must have been 3 months. Maybe
you were very immediately into the fire. That's accurate.
Yeah, and into a rotational Nats too. So like it's not like I could have just been like, oh yeah, I'll play Resupply the whole time or whatever.
Yeah, you couldn't hide.
No.
There was no hiding for you. You were stuck.
#shit Nats.
Too bad that format had such potential, but yeah.
Yeah.
If we could rerun that Nats now that everybody is like chill and mellowed out, I bet we'd have a great time.
Yeah. Even out by kidnapping Troy, Josiah, Lucy, and of course me. What's happening now? Oh, right. Yeah, if we go play disc golf. Well, actually, on that note, for any of you guys coming from, and I use guys very much to as an asexual word. Anyway, for anyone coming to Nationals, we are playing disc golf the weekend after. So if you want to come play in the disc golf tournament, it's the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after internationals. There's sponsors who have donated prizes. There's like some sweet prize discs. It's gonna be a cool time. Some of us are traveling outside of Brisbane a couple days before. We're gonna go out to Toowoomba and play on the Friday. I think people are flying in from the States on Friday morning, but if you're not completely wrecked and you feel like coming to do something random and fun, come out to Toowoomba with us. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Brisbane. It's a cool spot. Be good disc golf played, and yeah, who needs to sleep?
Just what I need after a 14-hour plane flight, a 2-hour ride in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we're getting in Saturday, so
You guys are?
No, Friday.
The first. First is
Friday's the first, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for Friday's first. My bad. Fuck, I don't fucking. You know what? It's still.
Like, it better be Friday. I need 2 full days before we practice to make sure I get my shit back together.
Oh yeah, no, first Friday. Yeah, no. So okay, so there's 4 of us all getting in on Friday morning on the same flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
It might be more than that. It might be more than that. I don't know.
As much as I want to see you guys, we'll be out in Toowoomba doing stuff. Plus, it's not like it'd be that much fun to hang out with anyway. That early.
After a 14-hour flight from San Francisco, yeah.
If we can't check into the Airbnb, or if we can't check into the caravan park for a while, we might as well just come out and at least hang out.
Maybe. You might be able.
We'll talk
to.
about it. We'll
iron out the details. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of fun stuff happening. If you want to do fun stuff, let me know. I'm fun guy. I'm the fun guy. Come and.
He's a mushroom.
Movie
Yeah.
world. I mean, that could be. I don't know when you would do that actually. Probably on the Saturday.
We could do it on like the Saturday before.
Yeah.
What are the hours going to be for the Dick Gold Memorial tournament?
Well,
on Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
So that's a question for our tournament director. Troy Yoda is tournament directing the Dick Gold Memorial Cup tournament.
So, like, you're not going to be playing for like 8 hours, right? Like we'll do something after that.
No, I think we might be.
Okay.
Yeah. On the weekend after, I think we're purposefully gonna limit how much we play on the Saturday because we've just come off a week of playing laser tag. So I know the Oakley boys are like fizzing to play as much disc golf as they can. But I know, Liddy. But I think I think that we're gonna take things a little easier on this. Oh, there is a gig. I can't give details out yet, but there is a gig on the Friday night after the awards dinner, which I can't give too much information about either. But I would imagine there's a large portion of the crew leaving from about 8 p.m. on the Friday night to go to the show. The show is probably going to be relatively cheap. It's like $15 or something. It's going to be awesome. You should definitely come along to it if you're keen.
And even if you're not keen, you should still come
just
along
come
to
anyway.
it.
Yeah. Trust me, it's going to be a good time. But late start for Dick Gold Saturday, play shorter courses that day. Yeah, it's going to be a less intense day, which, the Oakley crew are going to have to deal with. They've got a whole, 3 or 4 days before that tournament to play the courses anyway, so they're going to get plenty of disc golf in. But yeah, for those of us traveling, there's still going to be a bunch of disc golf. For anyone that's around but doesn't care to play any disc golf, first of all, what's wrong with you? Second of all,
we don't have the time or training to get into what's wrong with me.
There's plenty of other stuff to do, and there'll be stuff we'll be doing, during the evenings and stuff as well. So, it's going to be no one cares about them. As people who hadn't played disc golf before, I mean, you guys enjoyed the Saturday before Auckland, right? Like, it was fun. It was a good day.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, and really, what else am I gonna do? What, am I just gonna come and be a wet blanket? I'll play. Why not?
You just follow the players around and go, boo, this sucks.
Oh, you guys need some hecklers.
This is the dumbest shit ever.
Oh, that was a
What the
terrible throw. Why do you even play this dumb game? Yeah.
Hey, Gilmore, you suck, you jackass.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea. If anyone wants to caddy for me, please. All it entails is you just carry my heavy bag around. But yeah, come caddy for me if you don't want to play. Yeah, there's lots of stuff happening. If you want to be a part of the fun, if you want to be in the fun V, come and talk to me. But there's plenty of people around doing fun shit. We're there until the Wednesday. So I think there's a contingent of the Americans that are actually coming back to New Zealand with me.
Not me, unfortunately.
I would love to. That's probably not in the cards anymore. I'm gonna look at how much it would cost to move my flight, because right now I'm planning to fly back with Than, but definitely do not need to be back for work, as I feared that I might. Good news, bad news. So I have the time. It's just a question of, A, do I want to be spending some time during the day to answer emails, because I am still going to have to work remotely.
Yeah.
And 2, is that going to be in the cards, since now I might have some pretty hefty bills that I need to pay off as well. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
It could be, it could be one of those trips like, when you go to Thailand to fix your teeth. It could be like that for you. Yeah. Can't wait to be flying into a runway on farmland. Where is that? Where are you flying to? Auckland.
Oh no, Cody's taking some stupid
yeah.
flight where he's stopping. I
flying to
forget where,
Taupo?
but middle of nowhere.
Interesting. Who's flying to Taupo? Because I'm going to drive down.
Right onto the lake.
It's only like a 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah, it's a nothing drive, and it's gorgeous. So
I had a really nice time.
17-hour layover. That might be one of the worst sentences I've ever heard.
That.
Had the weather cooperated more the day we went to Taupo, it would have been even better. But it was still that was a great day.
Yeah, right.
It was really fun.
Baden, you guys driving or flying down? Because I'm gonna drive down. My mum might be coming back too. She's saying that she might fly back from Brisbane and come down as well. So, I don't know. Stu's coming with me.
I'm just who cares? Throw it on the credit card. You only live once.
You're driving up from Welly. Ah, right on. Can you grab some stuff from Palmy for me, please? Thank you. All right. I need to drive my car. Don't get sick. That's why Stu's coming. So from when I'm sick, you can chauffeur me down. Nah, it should be good. It's gonna be fun. There's some really cool looking teams playing this year. Very exciting looking teams. I think this, for me, even the A team, there's a lot of for me unknown or variables in kind of is it the mean is larger for where these teams, for how good these teams could be during the tournament.
I think so. I think it's a lot more nebulous than either of the other Brisbane tournaments that I played. In 2014, there was a very clear pecking order from top to bottom.
Yeah.
In 2018, there were more tiers, but the tiers were still pretty well defined. I felt like this time it's going to be a little bit more of a. I'll use a different word. A mishmash? Is that a better word for you?
That's a better word.
What, the nebula?
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, it floored me.
Hang on. I'm sorry. There's something in chat we have to address. Cody, why the fuck did you book flights with a 17-hour layover in Manila on the way there and 23 hours in Fiji on the way back?
Well, 23 hours in Fiji, that's enough time. You can go out and have a nice time on the beach.
I guess.
That's fine.
I can't.
Well, you try getting a round trip flight for $15. See how you do.
He's like, it's weird. I've got to sit in a crate. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a lot. That's a layover. Just pay the extra $300 or whatever it is and fly direct. Surely it can't be that much different. That's insane. So you can afford a plane on the bed. Fair enough. All right. We might call it there for the day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you're excited as we are.
I didn't realize how long we've been talking. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But hopefully you're as excited about Nats as we are, because this year is shaping up to be a good one. off the back of how I don't know the community feels like it's starting to grow a little closer with this Discord server. So it's nice to see everyone getting excited about laser tag again. We should be on for next week. I don't think we've got anything that would make that not happen. So we'll be back next week for more zany shenanigans.
Unless I'm having surgery, I should be here.
No, just do it anyway. Do it from surgery. Are they putting you out?
I don't know. I have my consult on Monday. Like I told you.
If they're not, can we do the show live from the operating theater? That'll be sick. Yeah. Anyway, I got caught up in the whole scenario.
Please do not look beneath the blanket. What will be seen cannot be unseen.
DK stands for discut. With on that note, for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been Cut Open DK.
And I've been Than.
Always close the gun. Always remember to close your gun, kids. Yeah. Always remember to backtrack, kids. There we go. That's much better. We will see you hopefully next week. Yuck. Not from surgery. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you guys soon. Ka kite anō.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, must be what we reap. 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. All these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I've been throwing daggers in my dreams. If they seem to hit their target, it's harder than it seems. 'Cause you don't know what I know. And you don't feel the way I feel. And all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill.